We're back. Another episode, Bonding with Boogie. And of course, your host, who does the most, your boy Boogie Ogoon, aka Himothy,
Okay,
him for knee,
facts.
him the G,
That guy,
him who doesn't hide, him who seeks,
for sure.
him with the shortest arms, him still with the longest reach. And we got my boy.
Precious, with a precious perspective, per usual, man. And today, I'm excited. We got a super dope guest. First and foremost, I appreciate the networking. This guy saw we was doing something on social media. Never met the man, but he reached out like, "Hey, I'm a slide." I appreciate that in a creative, in an artist, all that because I think Chicago get a bad rep of that whole crabs in the barrel mentality and all that. So I love when creatives reach out, you know what I'm saying, and they try to collab. So we definitely happy to have him here. Content creator, poet, a plethora of other things. You probably see him on your TV screen soon. And with that being said, I'm gonna give it to my man, 7 a.m. the poet.
What's up, y'all? Excuse me. What's up, y'all? It's your boy 7 a.m. the Poet. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm extremely happy to be here. I loved what they were doing the moment I saw it. Got invited to the poetry night, and it was dope. It was dope. They let me get up there and do my thing. Much love over here, man. Anything these cats ask for, man, I'm most definitely show love.
For sure. And like I said, and that's what we try to do as far as well, that's what Precious started. Trying to showcase talent, trying to get people out, trying to get people to do their thing, trying to get people to show their talents. And like I said, you came through and had a powerful piece. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was at the back of the
Thank you. I
stage. I was
appreciate that.
behind you, and I was like, "Damn, okay." Like you know what I'm saying? Like I like to see that. So like I said, that's the space we're trying to create here. That's the space we're trying to create at the spots that we'll be hosting events. They're just trying to bring people out, poets, singers, writers, artists. You play the violin, guitar, the ukulele.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Just come out, show us what you do, show us what you. I'm saying we trying to create a safe space for that. Judge free zone. Just have everybody do their thing.
I think Chicago is definitely a space for it, man.
For sure.
It's definitely a space for it. There's so much talent here, but it's blocked. You know what I mean, by negativity, like you were just saying. You feel what I'm saying? And then a lot of people, I think, are afraid of putting certain things on, taking a chance. And I've heard her saying a long time ago, you got to live your dream so others can live theirs. Because inspiration works in so many crazy ways, bro.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
a fact. That's a fact. And I feel like, again, what we often talk about throughout the show is that, especially in spoken word, is that idea of inspiring each other and sometimes not even knowing. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that Boogie just mentioned about your piece that you did, it was a lot of people. I know for me, so just giving a little context and I'll let you go in depth with it, but uh it was being raised in a two-parent household, you know what I'm saying, and understanding the luxury of that and not even understanding it at the time probably as a luxury, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And that's I think something that in a space we take for granted. But saying all of this to say that you got up there and spoke for several people in the room. And that's what I appreciate about spoken word and just writing in general. So, and going in that, I asked, like, when did you start writing? What inspired that?
Man, I'll be real. My household, my father's a poet. I got to give it up to my pops. My mother used to love to sing. Never went like anywhere did with it, but she used to love to sing. We had a talented household. My brother, man, my brother was almost a step of genius, bro. No cap. Spelling bees, math competitions. My brother did that. Me, I was dyslexic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I learned how to write, of course, through family. And like you just said, a lot of people don't understand the luxury of having a two-parent household, where you can actually have time to help your kids with certain things. Instead of one person doing everything, ripping and running, ripping and running, you have another parent that's there to help shoulder that load. You feel what I'm saying? And it's always, and that's how I've always wanted to manifest my household. A lot of times we talk about manifestation, people think you're talking about money. you got to talk about the lifestyle that you want for yourself and for your offspring. You feel what I'm saying? Because your children are learning from you, especially as a man, bro. We speaking as from men. Your child, you're the first example in your child's life. I take pride in that because I saw the effect that my pops had on me. My pops supported me and my brother playing football. I used to rap too, bro.
Okay,
so
right.
I mean, when I was 18, kid you not, I performed at the Regal.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Before it
Damn,
closed
on
down, bro.
me, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Complete sidebar. That's a gym in the community that I don't know what we got to do, but motherfuckers need to get in there. I recently, it was a Chicago architecture like event where they had you going into free Chicago landmarks throughout the city, and they opened it up. That was literally my first time ever being in there.
Really?
30-year-old man, bro.
What?
Like that was my first time ever sliding and just looking at the artistry, and it was hella dilapidated. It was hella bogus, smelled terrible, all that.
Right.
But you can still feel the energy in that motherfucker. So shout out to you for performing in that space.
It was crazy. That was my second show that I had ever done. Somebody had heard me at my first show.
I've never been in the Regal once.
Man.
Never been in the Regal once.
Bro,
Never.
if you got a chance to go, definitely go, man. You'll feel it. You'll definitely feel it. But but no, man. But with manifesting anything, man, you gotta actually see. You gotta have an example of where you want to go. A lot of times they say, "Oh, you gotta manifest. You gotta manifest," and people think, "Oh, well, I want to be a millionaire." Have you ever met one? They don't have time. I'm a doorman. I work my current job now. You know, I actually work as a doorman downtown for a luxury condo building.
That's dope.
And these people ain't got time, bro. You get to the point.
On me.
You get to the point. If you want anything from me, you get to the point, and that's how they live their life. And I'm like, man, and they wake up. I kid you not. Older cat, not gonna say his name. He's got to be almost 60. He got a schedule. He a lawyer. Every day he wake up, do a job. I don't care how cold it is. I don't care I don't care how hot it is. He go up, jog to the lake, jog back. After that, he go home, get showered up. He back at work. He back in the house by 2. But he not stopping. He's still working. He's still working. And that's the manifestation a lot of people got. You actually got to see this. If you've never seen somebody actually stay true to a schedule, you know what I mean? Actually, and until it hurt, you know, save money, work for what they want. I think we all owe it to our offspring to at least show them, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is the good. This is.
and it's crazy though. I like that you tapped in on that because I was just telling somebody the other day talking about in a space of manifesting, but also people understanding their goals, ideas, and all that, and what they actually cost.
Yeah.
Because again, thinking about anybody who's the best at something, more than likely they're terrible at something else because they don't have time to do this. So if you was a Kobe or a Mike, and I don't know these men, but I could probably see them not being the best of maybe husbands or you know what I'm saying, in a space of like, I'm so dedicated to this that, hey, everything else kind of comes second. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not even at all. If I stay locked in here, you know what I'm saying? I listen to people talk about Kobe and how he used to hoop and practice and all that out here in the gym, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. If he know you going to be in there, if you peep him in there early and then he say, you be like, all right, I'm finna beat Kobe. He say, oh, you think you finna be in this bitch at 5? I'm in this bitch at 4. Like, and it's a thing whereas that type of consistency, like you said, that type of vision, I think that, like you say, it kind of comes from an example set. Like, you kind of got to tap into a space where it's like you said, you've seen it. One thing that I just heard you say, like, talking about being a dormant and the different type of people that you come in contact with. I feel like I ask you, do you, or I'm going to assume in this space, does your interaction with people or what am I trying to say? That space of viewing, maybe like you say, this millionaire, this lawyer who doing it, does this inspire
writing, creativity, or anything in that nature?
It makes
Storytelling, so to speak.
That's a great question. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it makes me actually find time for writing. I have to have a schedule. I have to have a schedule. Even if my schedule is not written down for the day, I know what I have to do at this time. And then when it get around that time, like around 12 o'clock, I'll be like, man, what am I supposed to be doing?
Facts.
I got 2 skits to knock out. Bet. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And I witnessed my pops, even though my pops he just worked a regular job. He never really had a side hustle, but him and my mother was in school as well. So you talking about him and my mother had a full-time job. Then they come pick us up. Me and my brother was old enough to watch ourselves at this point. And they go to school. My father was at Olive Harvey. My mother was at Chicago State. Okay. So it was like, bro, my mom graduated, when I was 21? Kid you not, with her bachelor's. So I was like, she worked for 8 years, bro, to get 8. It was actually probably longer than that. But she worked for years, as long as I can remember. Like, man, she in school. My mom was in school, okay? And she actually, but she did it. And I admire that. I so much admire that, bro. She still had meals to cook, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it wasn't just her doing it. You feel me? And in each phase of my parents' life, before my mom passed, may she rest in peace. Thank you. My parents were married for 31 years. So you talking about 31 years, bro. They fuss and fighting, but they getting it done. They fuss and fighting, but they getting it done together. It was never a situation where one of them came out by themselves. Because there was nothing that my mom could say, well, I did this and I did that. And my father come right back behind and say, well, I did this and I did that. Do we need to make a list? Do we need to make a list? Like, I get you're overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed too. Let me know what you're overwhelmed with so I can take it. And that's the same thing to me and my wife. Definitely try to manifest by me and her have been married for almost 11 years this May. And with that, it's like she's seen my parents. And she know, my mom was wild. My mom was just loose with the lip. But at the same time, she still saw my parents working. She didn't have that example, but she also knows she like in that piece, bro. In that piece, I said she relied on me, but I was petty. Like first couple years of marriage, oh, bro, if you ain't trained for it, bro, ain't nothing gonna prepare you for marriage, bro. Ain't nothing. I may have seen it, but I'm still King Petty, man.
He's talking about that shit in my heart.
King Petty, man.
And I remember you said your pops was a poet. Pops was
Yeah, man. My pops was nice, man. He was nice with the pen. He had me and my brother actually going at it in the house with poetry. You feel me? So we would have, and back then was basic. I'm sad, mad, whatever.
But back then, I think we spoke before, Precious, about that back then stuff that we used to write. That back then stuff that you used to write is probably that's your best work.
That was the realest stuff.
Yeah,
right?
that's all because it was really just all what you knew, how you felt. Like it was.
I feel like then it was an authenticity that wasn't influenced almost because you was pulling it directly from, like you said, Boogie, what you know, how you feel. It wasn't about like
your experience.
Yeah, it's like, other people hear this and maybe they'll feel it too, but like you say,
you was writing strictly for you. You was writing
to get glad.
Yeah, you was writing strictly for you. You wasn't writing either strictly for you, or you remember we used to say when we was shorties, niggas used to write the love Jones. So it was either about you or about a chick. It wasn't about nothing else. It wasn't about nothing else, man.
Big facts.
That's
big
what's
facts.
up.
Oh my God, man. The heartbreak pieces.
Yeah.
Your shorty break your heart.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't eat. You can't sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I had it, bro. I was sick, man.
I believe you. Bro did one of his pieces that he found from.
I found the piece. So we did episode on love poems. A couple. I think. Matter of fact, it may have been this past week.
Yeah, our past episode that dropped.
And I had been talk about manifesting, bro. I've been in this space of like transitional growth and just trying to actually manifest this new lifestyle, you feel me? But also understanding that where you're going is often determined by where you've been and where you're at. And so I found myself going through the works as far as like peeling up old notebooks, motherfucking yearbooks. I found the poem, bro, from when I was in 4th grade. I don't know who you are, woman. I loved you. What is you talking about? I loved you.
He loved you.
For sure.
He freaking loved you.
Went through
crazy,
it.
You treat
bro.
him like that? No, it's
Nah, she probably treated me good. Shit, I just don't remember shit. But it's coming from that space of, like I said, like understanding at that age, that shit's so authentic. And being where you are now as a writer, where do you mainly draw inspiration from?
Whew. That's a good question. Everywhere.
Facts.
Everywhere.
Oh man, bro, I'm gonna give it up to my wife right now, bro. I'm like no capping. I'm not pandering, none of that. I give it up to my wife, Danielle. Y'all see it, Danielle does too much. Look, my wife give me the peace I need, bro. I ain't gonna front, cause we'll be in mid conversation. And I get inspired, and I'm doing this. I hear you, man. And I'm just writing, and she'll pause. She like. But I know it's a time limit. It's a time limit. So I'm like, I bet. I just jot down what I need to go, and I keep going. So when you talk about inspired, bro, I'll get inspired and go home and write after this.
Mhm.
I don't know what.
Facts. But I think that's important, though, in regards to just keeping your pen active and your brain active and writing and creating. Because, again, I ask you, how is it or how has it been in a space of transitioning from maybe poetry to like content creating?
Man, I ain't put out no new pieces in a minute. But I'm working though. Here's the thing about writing: as long as you continue to, like you said, you got to keep that pen sharp, and you got to keep going. Like I get writer's block. Trust me, nobody's a stranger to writer's block. And if you ain't had it yet, I pray for you, because you'll try to force some stuff out, and you be like. It ain't it. But transitioning, man, into poetry, from poetry into content creating, it's actually harder. I ain't gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I can get in my inspiration and I can rhyme. I can talk about an issue, but to keep people constantly entertained, and y'all seen my skits or whatever, I have to make it over a minute. Every skit that I do, I have to make it over a minute, and it's hard. It's like, but once you're in it, it don't seem so hard. Especially before you, like, I'm rolling. Like, I'm not gonna front, I'm rolling. But it's hard to get that. And I'm speaking to any content creators. It's hard to get that ball rolling. I know, y'all probably got that writer's block, or y'all wrecking y'all brains. I think a lot of people don't understand content creators don't get enough credit. We keeping y'all entertained while y'all scrolling on your phone. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't scroll. Let's be real. And I'm talking to every content creator. I don't care what your following is. There's been people on your phone and you forget a face, but you remember content.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. Well, you heard the chick, what's that? These BBLs killing y'all. I did not know who made that sound until I hopped on a podcast with To Hear More. Okay. And she was on there. And I was like, you made that? I remember the sound, though. I remember the sound, bro. So I mean, a lot of content creators don't get it. It's like back in the day, man. You used to watch like the Steve Harvey show or the Cosby show, Jamie Foxx show. Those people kept you entertained for 30 minutes. Now everybody into their phones, and now it's my job because I made it my job. I might want to get paid.
Yeah,
I made it my job to keep you entertained. That's hard work, bro. When you talk about writing, man, bro.
So I'm going to ask, do you think that what's harder, having to make this content so compact because you know that your average person is just scrolling and it got to be a sound or it got to be a something to catch their attention, or actually do you think it's the what's more difficult, the compactness of what you're putting together in the content or creating the content itself, if that question makes sense?
Do y'all mind if I drop 2 gems real quick?
Oh no, drop.
And this is for everybody. Y'all could use this. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I don't.
None of us
Oh
do.
man, you got to pay for this. Hey, bro, whatever.
None of us do.
Pay for it if you want to. You're gonna lose money. I believe in two things. The first one is when you are in the motion of creating, when you're doing poetry, trigger words. Trigger words. You know trigger words. You know when you get up there and say something negative about black women. Black women going and I'm gonna be really honest with y'all, women own the internet. The internet is not for men. I don't
Women
care.
own the world.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ain't paying. You talking to somebody who have a predominantly woman fan base. The guys, if we see somebody we don't like, we'll just keep scrolling. I ain't worried about. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got
commenting.
Time for it. I ain't got time for it, bro. But women, but with those trigger words, not just with women, but with anybody, you have trigger words. Whatever the audience that you're talking to during that piece, that video that you're creating, it has to trigger their mind within the first 2 to 3 seconds. Okay. Stop thinking 5. Stop thinking you have time. You got people that sit in their car and be like, "Let me tell y'all, I'm already scrolling, lady. I'm sorry, I'm already scrolling." But you gotta have trigger words. And then the second thing is honestly, you gotta have eye candy in your video. I noticed you put the bush over here earlier. You gotta have eye candy. Yeah. And people, I heard it was something online that people was talking about on TikTok. They were talking about on TikTok. Oh, if you got like a modern apartment with brown cabinets and white stove and white refrigerator and stuff like that, you're not gonna get as many numbers as this person. Let me tell you something. There's some truth to that, because while you're looking at them creating, like if you're looking at the video, me and my wife could do it. Oh, we're married video. You're looking at everything around them. You don't know it. You don't know that you're looking at everything around them and you're hearing them. That's why those duet videos where you see somebody playing a video game and a talk show like this come up at the same time, because people want to look at stuff.
Facts.
Why they want to be zoned out. I'm being real. So when you're talking about content creating, you got to first 2 to 3 seconds. Trigger word. Trigger word. It ain't even got to be fully about what the video is about. I said, oh, I failed as a father. It was talking about my son fighting in the schoolyard because I didn't teach him how to, put his dukes up. But me saying, hey, I failed as a father.
On me, motherfuckers like,
What
whoa. Of course he did.
Million views immediately, because people were going to, well, what are you talking? And you're going to listen to the whole story. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to have eye candy and a trigger word. Other than that, create, man. Create, because I can sit over here and tell you like these gurus, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Let me tell you something. I have a phone. I have almost 5,000 followers on all my platforms. 500,000 followers over all my platforms. I still have a phone. I still have a phone. I have a mics at the house or whatever. Still have a phone. Stop listening to people think, oh, you got to have this. No, you ain't. Just have a phone. And be consistent.
And that word you said earlier, work.
Work, bro. Consistent, bro.
Work, consistent, work.
Consistent.
And they've made it so easy. And it's just about what you put in.
I don't think we didn't even need to drop that gem. If you're not gonna finish it, don't do it. Don't do it. You like, oh man, I want to be a YouTube. I'm gonna launch my YouTube. Okay, when? Today?
Yeah, and
today?
Our homie Martre, the director from Power, one of the last episodes we had, he said, I said trying. He said, well, it's 2024. He says no more. Either you doing it or you're not. He says no more trying. He said either you doing it or you're not. Trying don't exist. Either you doing it or you're not. So make that up in your mind if that's what you want to do. But trying, like, especially with something like this, what you trying to do? Like, what would like either you doing it or you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
So, I liken that to the Jordan conversation with LeBron or anybody. Oh, LeBron ain't nothing. LeBron does. Okay, you do it. Oh, LeBron ain't never did all that. Okay, go do it. If you feel like you can have the ball the last 2 seconds of the game and make a winning shot because LeBron missed it, do it.
And so I ask you this, and transitioning into that, what made you do it? What made you just say, fuck it, I'm going to jump into because content creator, I've been telling people, I want to say for like the last 3 years. So since 2020 pandemic, I know all the NFT shit happened and all that different type of stuff. Like, I feel like content will become at the tail end of our generation, and we're witnessing it happen now. Content will be the new form of currency. And I say currency in a sense of motherfuckers is paying you to create for them these larger brands. So what made you say, forget it. It's so many ways to make money. But I heard you mention monetizing your IG and social media platforms. What made you say, I'm gonna just do it?
I'm gonna say this. What you was talking about would just do it. Just do it. How long YouTube been around? How many YouTubers then got rich or people that didn't crashed and burned? I've been watching Kev on stage since I don't know how long. And then these people, like you have a content creator that like Kev on stage, he makes a video about something you've been thinking about for how long? Like for how long? Man, I was just thinking about that last week. He got paid for it. But I'm gonna say this. I've still been a student of the game though, because I've always still wanted to, put myself out there, but I was just doing poetry. But if you keep studying your craft, you'll know what draws attention. Poetry is my skill. That's what I have. I'll pull it out if I need to. But me, who I am, my family, that's what you fall in love with. A lot of times I did not like artists. I didn't like the game. I did not like the game for a long time because I was a huge 50 Cent fan. I'm still a 50 Cent fan. Ain't nothing you can tell me about it. But the game, I didn't like Game until I heard his interview. I fell in love with him on The Breakfast Club. I was like, yo, Game is that dude real. Like, man, like I like Game. And I started listening to his music. I'm like, he's speaking. I'm like, you feel it. So when you content creating, if you have a skill, if you're a rapper, if you're a poet, if you're whatever, you could be a cook, a chef, people are going to fall in love with you. And that's going to be your main core audience because people can tell you, oh man, I've been watching him since he was in his apartment, blah, blah. I'm like, it's people that hop in the comments and say like, they've been watching you for a long time. No matter what you're doing, you could be cooking with your wife. You could be talking about your family, whatever. You could be on the run, whatever. People fall in love with you. And a lot of times, I'm going to say this. If you feel like you're stuck, sometimes as a content creator, you can forget that. You can forget that because you get so wrapped up in the latest trend. And as a content creator, bro, it's stay the pace, bro. Stay the pace. Stay the pace. Stay the pace. I know it's so easy. Bro, I know it's so easy to talk about the Taraji situation or talk about what's going on with Diddy. And sometimes you touch on that, but you forget it's not you. You feel me? And you'll lose your way like that, bro. But people fall in love with you, man. And that's what, encourages you even more to keep doing, to keep going. Once you see, I think I made my first $1 on TikTok 2 years ago. And I said to myself, if people are willing to spend money, there's more money. There's more money. Don't ever know. I don't want nobody ever think that. If somebody willing to pay you 2 cents for something, somebody else gonna pay you 200. Somebody willing to pay you 200, somebody else gonna pay you 2,000. Just wait. Hey, that's for real, man.
And that's game though. And is that something that you always felt when you first jumped into the content creator bag? Like, was that something that you just knew, like, I'm finna get on this camera, I'm finna get on whatever and just give the people me? Or was it more so of like, again, trying to keep up or paying attention to the trends or paying attention to what's going on and give them what I think they want and or need versus authentically yourself? Is that something that you came in doing or you learned with time?
You're gonna keep learning. A person who ceases to learn is practically dead, because every day you have to, even if you feel like you're not gonna learn nothing today, or even if I'm sitting here in this podcast and like I ain't learned nothing. Yes, I did. Y'all got a great setup. I learned. You, I'm sorry, but honestly, I started really just venting to the camera. It was therapeutic, bro. I don't think a lot of content creators or anybody talks about that enough, but getting what has been in your head out and then you see it, it's gonna make you want to keep doing it.
For sure.
No cap. Even when you create a piece, you like, man, I want to write a piece about my mom's. And it's gonna keep bugging you until you see it. Now, you can either be the one who created it or you can be the one to watch it.
On me.
Because we human, everybody go through the same thing. I don't care, you broke, you poor, you whatever. It being relatable, everybody go through the same thing. Right. So it's like somebody's thinking about writing a piece about their mama too. And they're probably going to say some of the same things that you're going to say.
Me.
Because all moms are the same. They love their children. Everybody love their mom. So if you're thinking about bro, for real,
what you talking but I met some moms.
I met some kids with some bad relationships with their mother as well. Everybody don't like their mama as they should.
Hey, man.
And it may be a
But
reason.
what
We
he
not-
said,
you
though,
ain't
it's a
lying,
community
though.
for everybody,
Right, it's a
though. The
community,
same,
yeah,
the
yeah,
same,
sure.
It
the
is,
niggas who
I
got
love my
mamas
mom.
who love
I love
them,
you, mom.
It's a community of niggas who mama don't love them. You feel
Facts,
me?
facts, bro.
And
Facts.
knowing who you are, I feel like you said, and knowing what it is you want to present and give to that audience, to those people, I think that's important, and it's crazy. Boogie, did you have anything else?
No, go
'Cause
ahead.
if not, I was gonna wrap us up with a precious perspective, so we can get to the do your thing segment. But the topic, and this how the creator work. This how the Most High work, bro. I got a note that I didn't even. I usually send Boogie the notes. Didn't send him no notes. The topic for tonight was spoken word and how it is therapeutic. And so the fact that that was literally the last thing that you hit on without that even coming about, I appreciate that because
wow.
I feel like in the space of, like you said, content creating, in the space of what we do with spoken word artists, writers, authors, all that different type of stuff, it boils down to that release. And I feel like you being able to have that moment of clarity with self. And I think sometimes what ends up happening is, like you said, you see a content creator and you like, damn, I was thinking about that, or I was gonna say, or I was gonna. It's a guy who I follow, Rizza Islam. He said something that was just so profound to me, like, and I recently heard it, but it was like, none of these ideas that we have are ours. You don't generate your own thoughts. Like, they don't come from you.
Somebody putting it in there.
It's a frequency around us. And so you can have an idea, but if you don't execute that idea, I've never met you a day in my life, but I see you next week and you online talking about exactly, I was talking about McDonald's fucking my order up and how pissed I was. And now I'm seeing you on there talk about it, and you done made, like you say, 50,000 views. Now you can commercialize and monetize and do. And I'm just sitting back like, damn, shoulda, coulda, woulda. And so saying that to say, bro, understanding that this new space and content creating is an old art, but now due to the smart devices, iPhones, iPads, it's way more accessible. I'd probably say overly saturated to a degree, but understanding there are quality content creators out there and people who want to speak to a niche or a direct people. I feel like, again, that's where the currency is going to come from. And that's a precious perspective. Boogie, I'm going to give it back to you to close us out, brother.
For sure. Hey, great episode. 7 a.m. The Poet. Let the people know where they can find you on all platforms.
My bad.
Let them know.
Y'all can find me 7 a.m. The Poet or First Time Father on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. Either one, First Time Father, 7 a.m. The Poet. Got a lot coming up, and it's going to be a great year for us. We're going to keep going.
Manifestation. He said it's gonna be a great year. Not that we think it's gonna be. He knows it's gonna be a great year. We know it's gonna be a great year. And once again, we appreciate you for sliding. We, like I said, we appreciate the network. We appreciate, like I said, you got over 500. We appreciate we getting off the ground. That's what we're doing right now. We're doing that. So I appreciate your platform and you coming to show us love and how you popped out to the event that we had. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all of that, and whatever you got going on, we would like to come if you ever out.
Appreciate
like I
that.
said,
Appreciate that.
If you ever got some stuff going on, like I said, networking, especially within our community, is key.
Most
Sure.
definitely.
And it's your boy Boogie Ogun, aka him, Himothy, him for knee,
That guy.
him the G,
I know
him who doesn't hide, him who seeks.
Facts.
Him with the shortest arms, him still with the longest reach. And we got my boy
Precious with a precious perspective, per usual. And with that, we're going to spin over to let my boy 7 a.m. The Poet do his thing.
Victory and death are one and the same. See, I'd rather die and be remembered than to live and be ashamed, giving up one thing that makes me whole. Doing something these artists do, selling my soul. But don't think they all sign deals with the devil. See, most of them just sign deals to make you feel inadequate about their thrill, making you feel bad you got to work your 9 to 5 to support that feel. But let me drop some knowledge. See, any real boss knows that his consumer is above him. He has to give them what they want in order to keep what he has, that yacht and that house on a hill. So if we stop buying trash that kill, just maybe we could demand what makes us heal. Give us a doctor that's not Phil. A picture's worth 1,000 words because it sits still. But if we take action, we'll always know what's real. You see, the music industry ain't never been the same. Ever since Soulja Boy made You, it's all dance music for the fame. And my youngins get it messed up when they talk about this game like it was designed in their favor. Like it was never outlined for them to waiver their rights for a little fame. And the fat rats look at it like, hey man, it's pure game. This nation thrives off negativity, so if you ain't letting your hard times increase my wealth, nigga, keep that progressive stuff to yourself. This is the business of buying souls, and we only mess with those who trying to sell them. So give me your walk, your talk, your culture, and your desire. I just need you to be the face of my empire. Behind the scenes, I cut you a check. As long as you keep burning down your community with that watered down fire. These are the same people that told Lupe Fiasco he ain't have enough controversy in his album. So if a rapper was a doctor, the vaccine that he pumps into your veins got enough poison to keep you alive, but ain't no survival for your mind. Got our kids walking around with the highest form of technology at their fingertips, but can't think for themselves. And they got them new J's, but can't even run from hell. See, I blame it on the XY generation for letting TV raise their kids. Every nation around us watching us binge, and we the dummies that consume too much end up too sleep to even recognize a thief. I keep telling people, these commercial ears are undeserving. It's time for underground to go overground or else we gonna keep hurting. That's that piece. Thank you.